The moment my mother stood up at my sister's engagement party and announced that the family business would belong to her, everyone started clapping. Everyone except me. My mother looked directly at me and said, "You were never really interested in the business anyway." People laughed. I smiled. Then my people buzzed. I looked at the message for 3 seconds before I stood up and said, "Actually, Mom, I think everyone should hear what is in the this email." The room went completely silent. My name is Daniel, and for most of my life, I was the child my family trusted but never really celebrated. I grew up with my parents and my younger sister Emily in a small town outside Atlanta. My father owned a construction company that he had built from almost nothing. I was not some gained corruption, but it was successful enough to support our family comfortably. My sister was always the outgoing one. She was beautiful, confident, and could make people like her within 5 minutes of meeting them. I was completely different. I was quiet. I liked working with dad, learning how things. Looking back, I think that difference between Emily and me became the reason my parents treated us so differently. When Emily wanted a new car at 18, my parents bought her one. When I turned 18, Dad handed me the keys to his old pickup truck and said, "Take care of it." I did not complain. Honestly, I was grateful. That truck taught me more about responsibility than any expensive car ever could. After high school, Emily went to an expensive university. My parents paid most of her tuition. I went to a local college and worked evening to pay my own expenses. Nobody really congratulated me for that. Whenever relatives asked about us, Mom would proudly talk about Emily Grants, her friends, her internships, and plans. When they asked about me, she usually said, "Daniel is going fine, just fine." That work stayed with me for years. I don't think my parents were internationally cruel. I actually believed they loved me, but sometimes people can love you and still make you feel like you are standing in the shadow of someone else. After college, I joined dad's construction company. I started at the bottom. I answered phones, cleaned the office, delivered paperwork, and eventually started managing small projects. Dad was tough on me, sometimes too tough, but I learned everything. Over the next 8 years, I helped the company grow for 12 employees to almost 40. I brought in new clients, improved our scheduling system, and convinced dad to start talking larger commercial projects. Emily, meanwhile, had moved back home and started working in marketing. She was good at talking to people, so dad loved having her around. One afternoon, dad told me something I will never forget. He said, "You are the person I trust to keep this place running." That meant more to me than he probably realized. Then 6 months later, dad died. I was sudden. heart attack. One phone call changed our entire family. After the funeral, mom became extremely dependent on Emily. Emily started handing mom's appointment bills and paper work. At first I was realized I was trying to keep the business alive, but then I noticed something strange. Emily started telling employees that the company would eventually belong to her. I ignored it. Then she started making financial decisions without telling me. I comforted her one evening. She laughed and said, "Relax, Daniel, mom shown what she is doing." I asked mom about it. She simply said, "We will figure everything out." That answer did not make me feel better. A few weeks later, mom called a family meeting. She announced that she wanted to retire from the company. Then she said something that completely shocked me. She was giving controlling ownership of the business to Emily. I asked why. Mom looked at me and said, "Because Emily was always been more passionate about it." I did not argue. Maybe that is my biggest weakness. I stay quiet for too long. I walked outside and sat in my truck. I remember thinking maybe dad was wrong about me, and honesty that thought hurt more than losing the company, because I was not fighting for money. I was fighting for the years I had spent building something with my father. 3 days later, I received an email from the company accountant. The subject line said, "Importance, please review immediately." I opened it. Inside was a company of a document dad had signed 2 years before his death. It was part of a company's succession agreement. According to the document, dad had transferred his controlling shares into a family trust. And there was one very important condition. The person who had worked as the company's operational manager for at least 5 consecutive year would have the first right to purchase the controlling shares before they could be transferred to anyone else. That person was me. I read the documents 3 times. I could not believe it. I called the attorney who had prepared it. He confirmed everything. Dad had planned for me to take over the company. Suddenly, so many things made sense. Dad had not been encouraging me because she did not believe in me. He had been preparing me. The next week was Emily engagement party. That is where my mother announced the company would belong to her, and that's when my phone buzzed. The email was from dad's attorney. It said the trust had been achieved, and that the transfer to Emily could not legally happen without my written consent. I stood up. Everyone looked at me. I told them what dad had arranged. Emily started crying. Mom looked completely shocked. She said, "Your father never told me." I looked at her and said, "Maybe he did not tell you because he knew you would choose Emily." That sentence broke something inside me. My mother started crying, and for the first time, I did not feel guilty about saying what I really thought. In my opinion, my father was not trying to choose one child over another. He was trying to make sure the person who had actually built the company could continue protecting it. Emily eventually apologized. Mom did do, but I did not take the company immediately. I sat down with my family and told them I would only take control it. We could rebuild our relationship without constantly comparing me to Emily, because I had finally realized something. Sometimes you spend your whole life trying to prove that you are worthy of love, when the truth is that you should never have had to prove it in the first place. I still run my father's company today. Emily works there too. We are not best friend. Maybe we never will be, but we are finally honest with each other. And mom, she still tells everyone that her children are equally important. I smile when she says it, because now I don't need her to convince me anymore. My father already did. He left me something much more valuable than a company. He left me proof that he say me even when nobody else did. Thanks for watching.